Hi everybody, it's Kathy here from Kathy Loves to Scrap, and I'm coming to you today from down under with day 11 of May I Scrap Lift You. And today we are lifting Ashley, the scrapping nerd, and she has that tag both on Instagram and YouTube. This is her layout and this is how mine turned out. And the reason I chose this one is because I actually had those dies for that flower, so I thought, why not? Today I'm doing a layout of my daughter with her dog Ivy. Ivy has been a lifesaver for my daughter, both emotionally and just overall. I'm using these amazing papers today from Scrapbook Fantasies. It's their newest range, the cutest farm. It is so gorgeous. I just love everything about it, so I couldn't help resist. It's wood grain, and everybody knows I love wood grain. It's got this sparkly pink, which I'm going to use as border, but I'm also going to use the reverse side, and I don't really want to waste those flowers, so I'm going to maximise my use of this paper. And then I'm going to use the green, and I'll use at that end because I really like the mushrooms down this end, and we'll see how I can incorporate that on. And it is the cutest farm from Scrapbook Fantasies here in Australia. Amazing paper. Love, love, love it. Okay, now to get started on this layout. So this is going to be something different for me because normally I do my 1-inch border for the external side of the layout, and this time I'm going to do it over the top of the base. So this is going to be an interesting little experiment. Haven't done one like this for years. So I'm cutting out a 1/2-inch frame all the way around. So there's my 1/2-inch frame, and I'm just going to leave my base in full. But I really like the things on the back, so I'm going to choose the best spot for it so I can get those little mouse. You should see, aren't those mice cute? That mouse there is the cutest little thing, and I am so going to use it. Alright, so what I've done is I've cut out the mouse, and I cut out the gnome, and I cut out another mouse from there, but that's okay because the elements on the page are going to cover that up for me. So instead of distressing it, I've just inked the interior to give a lift off, so it's giving a shadow without actually being a shadow. And that's a little bit of a different technique. So I ran the ink pad around the inside of the square, and that allowed it to have that, as you can see I'm doing here on the edging of my frame, of my photo. I'm not distressing it, I'm just running across the edge. And that, as I said, gives it a lift from the bottom of the page, and it creates a shadow without that distress look. Don't worry about that little bit there. I'm going to cover it up in a moment with some of the flowers. Now I'm going to use the green, and I'm going to create the grass like Ashley has in the bottom of hers. And this is such a pretty colour that I'm just going to draw in some grass with my pencil. Now I probably could have cut it on Cricut, but I think if I freehand it, it's a bit better. So I'm just drawing it in with lead pencil, and then I'm going to go and cut it. I also inked the edges of it to give it that little bit of a edging to the grass so that it's not so flat. Now look at these. Aren't they laid out beautifully? Don't look how beautifully they are laid out, because in the end I don't lay them out that way, and I don't know why, but that's just how it worked out. And I do love the colours of this layout. Look at this mouse. It's so cute. I was not sure where I was going to put it, but I finally thought it looked like it was sleeping on the ledge up there, so I left it up there. I've cut out some strips of the green, and I've done the edges of those as well so that they're lifted off, and I'm going to tuck them in behind the blades of grass so it looks like the flowers are coming out from the grass. And I'm putting in these flowers. I don't have as many flowers as Ashley because I think I went too big with my flowers. I probably should have gone the smaller size and then the next size down, but that's okay. That's the idea, and the elements are there. That's all that matters. And here's where it starts to go a bit funny. It doesn't look like the one when I laid it out, but that's okay. It's all about change, and it's all about making it yours, and that's how this layout has come together in the end. It's all about making it out for me. I'm using my blade to lift it with the tacky glue because the tacky glue is the best for that reason, that I can lift it and move it and change it until it is totally dry, usually 24 hours later. And I'm sliding in the stems behind the grass, and I'm slowly building up where these flowers sit on this layout. And as you can see, I've got one more flower left, and I've got to decide where that sits in the whole scheme of it, and I decide to put it over here into the bottom and on top of the mouse. I've got all of these leaves that I cut out at the same time, and I'm going to build them on the stems, remembering that I need them to be odd like nature and therefore pleasant for the eye to look at. And some will have 2, some will have 3, and some will have 1, so that it makes it an odd balance across the page. So I've just put in the gnome and I've put in that other little mouse, but I'm looking at it and I'm thinking it's just a little bit flat, so I'm going to come back to that in a moment. Instead of using the buttons like Ashley, because I wouldn't have enough of the same ones, I went and found some flat back cabochons, which were little daisies that I've used as the centre of my flowers. I'm popping up the mouse and the gnome and the mouse at the top so that they're up off the page and adding some shadows. I went through my stash and I found some little butterflies that I could add. I fussy cut out those mushrooms or toadstools from the back of that paper, and I just thought I'd add those in. They were just an extra element and to fill out all that green space at the bottom, just to fill it in a little bit nicely. Ashley's got little creatures on hers that do it, and I decided I'd put the toadstools there. With my butterflies, I give them a folded effect so that they're up off the page and they look like they're going to take flight. And I found a little sticker that says emotional support, and it ticked it off saying the animal, and that's what Ivy is. She's Lily's emotional support animal. So I'm doing some stickles here just to give it a little bit of sparkle, just to give it a little bit of a shimmer to the page, like a fairy dust from the butterfly's wings. And I'm popping up the back of the wings with some foam tape so that they're off the page and giving some dimension. I like how this has come together. It's not my usual style. As I was looking through Ashley's layouts to choose one, it caught my eye and I knew that I just had to do it. Really, I'm sorry about all the things that hang over my area where I'm working. One day I'll show you where I work. You will be amazed. And no, actually I probably won't show you because that's not very good. But anyway, where I work, it's very cluttered and very full, and I only have this tiny little space. So there's my cluster. You can see that I've got some Nuvo drops in there. I've got some stickles. I've layered them up with the die cuts and some fussy cut out myself with those elements at the bottom. And it's to come together as a pretty little girly page, even though she is my big girl now, but it's just perfect for this. I love that wood grain. I know I'm going to be buying more of that paper because I just love it. Perfect color, beautiful design, and yeah, thanks to Ashley for such an inspiration. I would not have thought to do this layout ever, but I'm pleased with how it turned out, and I'm sure that you will agree with me that Ashley is very talented and very clever. I will have all of her details down below. There's her layout. Very, very beautiful, as you can see. No wonder it caught my eye. There's my interpretation, and hopefully something captured your fancy and you were inspired by something. If you were, don't forget to give me a like. Check out Ashley's details below in my description box, along with the full playlist. Remember that there are lots and lots of people playing, and today is day 11. There is still 20 more days to go, and there's lots more layouts to see. Remember, I'm Kathy. I'm coming to you from down under today. You need to give me a like. That lets YouTube know that you like my stuff and that you want to see more. And if you haven't already subscribed, thank you. Give it a thought. And for all of those who already have, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. I'm Kathy from Kathy Loves to Scrap. I have an Instagram account. That's where you'll see all my layouts, even the ones that I don't have videos for. And thanks for watching. Happy scrapping. Until next time.